I think you were talking about kind of balancing and being you letting them use the common sense and letting them make a decision to use their common sense, even if that means mending the process. Because sometimes I remember your sofa example, the company has spent much more money on you at the end because of the process. So what is your view on this, and how, I mean, what is the best way? Because obviously no one wants to break the policies, of course, and regulations, but there are some processes and systems that might actually be maybe outdated, not very optimal, and so on. So how do you, what's your view on that?
Um, my view on this is that for me, process and policy, another way we could frame them is that they're rules. And somebody told me many, many years ago that rules are for idiots, and for the rest of us, they are guidance. And I think, to me, that's the approach that I would take to my team. If the process is wrong for what the customer requires, and therefore wrong for what the business requires, change it. There's no reason. It's idiocy for us to continue to do something that we know is not good for us and is upsetting our customer. So do it differently, and then come and ask for forgiveness. And do you know what? In doing it differently, you might find that you designed the right process and that you introduced the right policy. But we'll discuss it. And if it hasn't been the right decision, well, we'll grant the forgiveness and we'll start again. And it's all about a learning experience. I tell people, have done for years, I mean, very relevant to you and I in our personal situations at the moment. A child, your daughter, my grandson, will learn to walk by falling over and then learning not to fall over. And so if we try to stop that child from falling over, they'll never properly learn to walk. Allow them to make their mistakes. So I think the balance is absolutely around, the processes, the policies. They're there for good reason. They're there with good forethought, but sometimes they don't match the circumstance. And we shouldn't religiously stick to a process or policy that is actually hindering the relationship that we have with our customer blindly just because it's our process or policy. We need to question whether it's the right thing to do or not.